The Tuple class is a new feature of ASP.NET 4.0 that enables you to very quickly create custom data structures similar to classes. Tuple objects can't contain methods. They are only structures for data storage. It's best practice to avoid using tuples where possible, as they don't have the flexibility of real classes and can make your code harder to understand. To begin this lesson, open the Advanced Math project from your Sample Files folder. And open matrix.cs. Tuple objects offer an easy way to return multiple values from a method. It's important to note, however, that it's better to do this using either the out keyword or, ideally, by returning a custom class. You'll learn about the out keyword in Lesson 4.8. You're only using a tuple object as a return value in this lesson to demonstrate how tuples work, as you may inherit a project that makes use of tuples. Next, you're going to create a new method that returns a tuple object. Start the method with the following code. Public tuple less than sign int comma double greater than sign get count and sum. The method is marked with an error because it doesn't yet return a value. Store the values that the method will return by adding the following code to the method. Int count equals numbers.count double sum equals get sum. On the next line, create a tuple object from the count and sum values using the following code. Tuple int comma double count and sum equals new tuple int comma double begin brackets count comma sum. This code creates a new tuple object containing an int property and a double property. Tuple objects have a limit of 8 properties, although you can nest tuple objects by using tuple as a property type within another tuple. You need to set the values of a tuple object's properties when you create it. After the tuple object has been created, its values will be read-only. On the next line, add the following code to return the tuple object. Return, count, and sum. Your tuple code is now complete. Now let's examine your tuple object. Once it is created, a tuple object will behave in exactly the same way as any other object that has read-only properties. Add a new line before the line return count and sum, and type count and sum dot. The IntelliSense menu for your tuple object appears. The tuple object's properties are listed as item 1 and item 2. It's impossible to give descriptive names to a tuple object's properties, making them much less useful than classes with descriptive property names. Remove the count and sum dot code now. As well as creating a tuple object using the standard method of instantiating a class, you can also use the tuple.create method. The only reason to use this method is to cut down on the amount of code you need to type, as the create method will automatically select the correct data types for the values you provide. Replace the code new tuple int, double, count, sum with tuple.create count, sum. Note that you could make this lesson's code even shorter by replacing tuple int, double with var. But I'd recommend against doing this, as it makes the code harder to understand. The var data type is covered in Session 5 of the Essential Skills course in this series. Close Visual Studio now, saving your changes if prompted. You've now completed Lesson 2.1. Use the Tuple class.